Welcome to our class. It's English time. I am Angel, your English teacher. Today is another day for you to learn new fun and exciting things about English. Are you ready, kids? If yes, clap, clap, clap your hands, stomp, stomp, stomp your feet, swing, swing, swing your arms, dance everybody and sing with me. Na 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 na, I'm ready. Na 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 na, I'm ready. Wow, what a great energy to start. How are you, class? That's good to hear. Before you take your seat, kindly pick up the pieces of papers and throw it in our trash can. Are you done? Very good. Now, arrange your chairs properly and have a seat. Today, class, we are going to have a storytelling. Before that, we will have series of activities that you will surely enjoy. So I want you to check under your chairs. There is a small piece of colored paper. Kindly get it now. Did you have it already? Good! Every color represents a group. Same color will be grouped. Blue group will seated in the first row. Yellow group on the second row. And the orange group will be on the third row. And the violet group will be on the fourth row. Now, go to your respective groups and form a small circle in a count of 10. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are your flags. Don't forget to write your names on a 1/4 sheet of paper. Choose a leader and a secretary. Pass your papers forward if you are done. Okay, class, I present to you here the leaderboard. Written here are your team colors. Your group will earn stars every time you participate in discussions and activities. The groups who will earn the most stars will be awarded and will receive a trophy. So grade 4 Duterte, do your best! Now that you already have your groups, you have 3 minutes to create a short array for your group. Do you have any questions, class? Alright, your timer starts now. Okay, class, time is up. Please be ready. As I call your group color, do your array. Where are the blue group? Yes? Very good. Now, where are the yellow group? Okay? Very good. Where are the orange group? Very good. And the last but not the least, where are the violet group? Very good. Alright. Now I know that I have the most energetic students in the class. For that, I will say that you are now ready for our first activity. So a while ago, I have mentioned that we are going to have a wonderful storytelling. But before listening to that, I have here the following words that you will hear or encounter in the story. So let us read. Wicked, swats, knit, poisoned, and jealous. These words might be unfamiliar or familiar to you. So let's find out the meaning of these words. And that is what our first activity will be. This activity is entitled Use Me and Define Me. Are you excited? Great! So you must define the words based on how I use the words in a sentence and the pictures that I will show or give it to you. When I say use the word in a sentence, you should respond, use it. Did you understand? Very good. If you want to answer, just raise your flags. So the first to raise their flag will have the chance to answer. If that group failed to give the correct answer, the other group can steal. So for each definition, you will either earn 1 or 2 stars, depending on how accurate it is. Do you have any questions? Very good. So, what are you waiting for? Let's begin. So use the word wicked in a sentence? Okay, so one day, the king married to a wicked queen. Here is the picture of a wicked queen. What does the wicked word mean? Raise your flags. Yes? That's right. So you said wicked means evil or bad person. Next, use poisoned in a sentence. She had influenced the king and poisoned his mind that he no longer cares for his 11 sons. So what does the word poison mean? Raise your flags. Okay? So that's right. So you said poisoned means to harm other person. Very good. Now, let us go to the next item. Use knit in a sentence. Okay, so for item number 3, knit 11 long sleeve shirts. What does the word knit mean? Raise your flags. That's right. So you said to knit means to tie or connect yarns with needles. Very good. Next, for the item number 4, use swans in a sentence. She turned all of them into swans and threw them out of the palace. What does the word swan mean? Raise your flags. Yes, that's right. So you said swan is a large water bird. Very good. Now, for our next item, use jealous in a sentence. She was jealous of them. What does the word jealous means? Raise your flags. Yes? That's right. So jealous means to envy someone. Very good.
That was awesome, class. Now talking about jealousy. Have you ever felt jealous to your friends, to your brothers, to your sisters, or to your cousins that are close to you? Did you do something bad to them because of your jealousy? If yes, what did you do? So do you think it is good to be jealous? Very good. It's not good to be jealous because it will make you a bad person. Now class, I have a story. Oh, what could it be? I have a story. Come learn and see. I have a story. Oh, what could it be? Come and learn with me. Now class, you're going to listen to a story about what extreme jealousy can do to other people and how love can change everything. This is a story about Genevieve and her 11 brothers who happened to have a wicked stepmother named Queen Helga. This wicked stepmother was very jealous of them. Before listening to the story, what do you want to find out? Okay, you want to find out what happened to Genevieve and her 11 brothers? We will find out later as you listen to the story. But before that, what are the things you should remember when listening to a story? Very good. 1. Listen attentively. Number 2. Jot down important details in the story. Number 3. Participate actively. Number 4. Avoid unnecessary noises. Very good, class. Now, a while ago, you have raised a question about what you want to find out in the story. Now, let us read it all together. What happened to Genevieve and her 11 brothers? Since this is what you want to find out, it's story time!
Long time ago, in the kingdom of Odense in Denmark, lived a king with 12 children, 11 sons, and a very beautiful daughter named Genevieve. The queen mother had died giving birth to her daughter. The king loved and pampered the 12 children. The 11 princes wore golden crowns and carried swords at their sides. They wrote on golden tablets with diamond pencils and recited their lessons by heart. Their only sister, Genevieve, sat in a chair of solid glass and looked at the picture book that had cost half the kingdom. The brothers loved their sister very much. They played together and took good care of her wherever they went. One day, the king married a wicked queen, Helga. She did not like the children. She was jealous of them. She wanted to get rid of them from the day she arrived. Now, what do you think will Queen Helga do to get rid of the children? We will see. During her first week in the palace, she never gave the children enough food to eat. She did not allow them to play in the garden. She gave them sand in a teacup and told them to make believe it was something nice. Soon after, Helga sent Genevieve to live with some peasants in the country. She did not like the beauty of the princess. It did not take long before she had influenced the king and poisoned his mind, that he no longer cares for his 11 sons. Now, what do you think will Queen Helga feel when the king no longer cares for his 11 sons? We will see. Queen Helga was happy, but she was not contented. She put a curse on the 11 princes. She turned all of them into a swans and then flew out of the palace. When Genevieve was 18 years old, the king wanted to see his daughter. Helga was so angry when she saw how beautiful Genevieve had grown. Queen Helga pretended to welcome Genevieve. "Come, my child, you are so pretty, but you have to dress up." Now, what do you think is the intention of Queen Helga in pretending to welcome Genevieve? That's right, we will see. She brought Genevieve to her room to bath. As they got in, the queen pushed her and shouted, "You crazy fool! You really think I would let your father see how beautiful you are?" She rubbed Genevieve's skin with the walnut juice until it straight and stayed. She smeared the innocent girl's face with a bad-smelling ointment and let it tangle in her lovely hair. It was quite impossible to recognize Genevieve now. "Where is my daughter? This girl cannot be my daughter!" exclaimed the king, while Helga was smiling. Genevieve was sent back to the woods, but she did not return to the peasant's cottage. Now that the king sent Genevieve to the woods, what will happen to her now? We will see. She swam in a pond to remove the dirt on her face and hair. Broken-hearted, she just walked and walked. "Where can you be, my dear brothers? I miss you so much. If mother were only alive, we wouldn't be separated like this," cried Genevieve. The forest was quiet as she walked on. She had not gone far when she met an old woman. "Do you live here? Have you, by any chance, seen 11 princes riding through the forest?" asked Genevieve. "No," said the old woman, "but I saw 11 swans wearing their golden crowns swimming in the stream nearby." The old woman led Genevieve to the stream. As the sun set, Genevieve saw white swans wearing golden crowns, flying towards land. They glided one after the other like a long white ribbon. Genevieve climbed the cliff and hid behind the bush. The swan landed closer to her. flapping their wings. Now, do you think that these 11 swans are the brothers that she's looking for? That's right. We will see if your answer is correct. As the sun sunk below the water, their feathers blew away, and suddenly there stood 11 princes. Genevieve cried out in joy, for even though they had changed, she knew in her heart they were her brothers. She jumped into their arms and called their names. They recognized their little sister who had grown so beautiful. They all realized how wicked their stepmother had been. "Now that we have found you, our dear sister," said the second brother, "but how can we take you with us? We have neither ship nor boat. Is there a way that they can be together despite of the condition?" That's right, we will see. The eldest brother explained, "We fly as swans when the sun is up. We became humans when the sun sets. We have to be on land at this time, or we fall our deaths. We live in a country on the other side of the ocean, far from here, with no islands on the way, except for a rock large enough for us to stand side by side. We come here now and then to visit our castle, the church where mother is buried, and your cottage." That night, Genevieve and her brothers talked for hours, sleeping very little. Her brothers braided a large strong net of reed and willow bark for Genevieve to sleep on. When the sun rose, the brothers changed into a swan, and they took the net in their beaks and flew into the clouds with their sleeping sister. One of the swans flew over her head, spreading his wings for shade. When she woke up, they were far from the land. She had beside her ripe berries her younger brother gathered for her. Evening grew close, and the swans flapped their wings harder so they would reach the lonely rock on time. When they did, Genevieve's brother stood around here as the waves beat against the rock. They sang a hymn that comforted and encouraged them. Morning came, and the swan took their little sister to the cave where they lived. "Rest now, little sister, sweet dreams," said youngest brother. "I hope I dream of how I can rescue you from the curse Queen Helga put on you," wished Genevieve. In her dreams, she saw a fairy. "Your brothers can be rescued, but you must have the courage, determination, and endurance. You will feel pain and anxiety. Use the needles around this cave and in the churchyards. Also, they will sting until blisters appear. You crush them with your feet. Spin green cloth and knit 11 long-sleeve shirts. When you throw this over your brothers, the curse will be broken. Remember, you must remain silent. If you say a single word, your brothers will surely die." Do you think is it possible for her dream to happen? That's right. We will see if your answer is correct. So, Genevieve started her work. Stung and blister in her hands, but she did not feel any pain as she was thinking of her brothers. Suddenly, the sound of barking dogs came from the mouth of the cave. Hunters were there too. Then, most handsome of the hunters, King William, came in and was smitten by Genevieve's beauty. "What are you doing here? Come with me. If you are as sweet as you are beautiful, I will have you dressed in silk and velvet and have golden crown on your head. You shall live in my royal palace." The king brought Genevieve to a room where the long-sleeved shirts of her brothers were on the table. "You can stay here. I don't know why you don't like to talk to me, but I know you will be happy to do the things you used to do in the cave," he said, holding her hand. Now, why do you think Genevieve doesn't want to talk to the king? Yes? We will see if your answer is correct. He is so good to me. He always wants me to be happy. Oh, how I love him, thought Genevieve as she begins to spin and knit. She had fallen in love with him. If only she could confide in him. But she did not dare for fear that her brothers would die. The king's advisor unfortunately did not stop telling lies about Genevieve until King William slowly believed that Genevieve was a witch. Now, what do you think will happen to Genevieve now the king believed she was a witch? We will see if your answer is correct. The people must judge her, the king cried. She shall burn at the stake, the people shouted. When Genevieve learned of the people's decision, she worked even harder to finish the 11th shirt. Her fingers were aching, but she kept on working. At dawn, less than an hour before sunrise, Genevieve's brothers stood at the gates of the palace and demanded to talk to the king. They begged until the king himself came out. But it was too late. The sun rose and the brothers were already flying low over the palace. Townspeople streamed through the gates to witness the burning of the witch. Genevieve arrived on a horse-drawn cart. She was dressed in a rough sackcloth and her lovely long hair hung loose around her lovely face. Her lips moved gently as her fingers continued to knit the green shirt. Even on the way to her death, she refused to give up on her task. 10 shirts lay her feet as she continued on the 11th. Now, will she be able to knit the 11th shirt before she'll be burned to death? That's right, we will see if your answer is correct. Soon, Genevieve saw 11 swans flying towards her. They surrounded her as if to protect her. She quickly threw the 11 shirts over the swans. Suddenly, in their places stood 11 princes. Now I can speak, Genevieve cried. I am innocent. King William ran to Genevieve, but he was too late. She sank lifeless into the arms of her brothers. The fear, worry, and pain had taken all her strength. The oldest brother told the king that had happened. The king was sad. I'm so sorry, my love. I cannot forgive myself. I should not have listened to my advisor, he cried as she cradled Genevieve in his arms. King William went to the bush and picked a white robe and laid it on Genevieve's heart. All of a sudden, she awoke and embraced the king. Her heart was filled with peace and happiness. King William apologized to Genevieve and promised her a grand wedding. All the 11 brothers stayed in the palace. Genevieve and King William lived long because they were warm-hearted and well-liked by all their subjects. That's the end of the story. What can you say about the story, children? Yes? Another one? Good. Now let us go back to the question that we have raised earlier, and that is, yes? Very good. So what can you say about the story? So what do you think happened? Yes? That's right. Genevieve was sent to live with a peasant and his brother turned into swan. However, because of the love that Genevieve has to his brother, the curse broke and they became human again.
Let's see if you truly understood the story. I have here the following questions posted on the board, and you need to answer this as we go on in our discussion. Let's read the first question. The first question is, where were Genevieve and her 11 brothers lived? Very good. They lived in the kingdom of Odense in Denmark. Now, can you describe their lives before their father remarried? Very good. Their lives before were happy, contented, and had enough love showed by their father. Now, what happened to them when Helga remarried their father?
Very good. Helga brainwashed their father, so the love that the father had for them was vanished. Sadly, that's really the plan of the wicked queen. Now that Queen Helga poisoned the father's mind, what did she do to Genevieve and to her 11 brothers? Very good. Queen Helga sent Princess Genevieve to the peasant's house and she cursed the 11 brothers into swans. Absolutely correct. How cruel she is, right? Now, relate how Genevieve found her 11 brothers. Very good. When Queen Helga turned the princess into an ugly, and then Genevieve find a pond where she found her 11 cursed brothers, which were swans. That's sad. Now that they are not human, how did the brothers show love and concern for their sister? Very good. The brothers show love to their sister through making a net for the princess to travel. They give food as well as shade her while traveling. That's right. The relationship of this family is really sweet and inspiring as well. How about you, class? Are you like this to your family? Very good. How do you show sweetness to your family? Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, class, for sharing. Now, which event in the story showed how much Genevieve loved her brother? Very good. Where she knitted 11 green long-sleeve shirts for the curse to disappear. No matter how difficult it is to do so, she sacrifices herself just to save his brothers. Now, how did Genevieve met King William? Very good. They met at the cave where Genevieve lives temporarily. You really are a detail-oriented class. Now, what would happen if Genevieve had not met King William? Very good. She will die because of the hunger she felt since she doesn't have any food to eat. How did King William show his love for Genevieve? Very good. By giving her food and making her happy always. That's right, class. So, how do you show love to your family? Wow, I was amused by your answers. You really are a very loving child. Now, class, what does the story tell to us? Very good. The story tells us that love can conquer everything. Love wins over jealousy. With love, we can face the challenges that life will throw to us. With love for our family, friends, and neighbors, we can be the greatest person. So, that's the story, class. If you are the author of the story, what will be the other title of the story? Very good. Very accurate titles. We are done reading the story. Did you learn something, class? Very good. Now, let's do more fun activities. We will have 3 group activities and 2 individuals activities. So, let's proceed first to our first activity entitled Arrange Me. From the title itself, meaning you are going to arrange something in orderly. How? Earlier, when you were not around, I placed an envelope inside of the classroom. I want you to look for the envelope. The colors of the envelope are blue, green, yellow, orange, and violet. You should go for an envelope that is according to your group color. When you are able to find your envelope, you open it and then arrange the events that happened in the story. After that, if you are already sure of your answers, you should place your flag in this station. The first team to place their flag will receive 5 points. The second will have 4. The third have 3. The second 2. And the last group will receive 1 point. Now for every correct answer, you will earn a star for that. All in all, are 12 stars for this activity. Is that clear, class? Good! You have 5 minutes and the timer starts now. Alright, time is up! Very good, class. All flags are in the station already. Now it's time for you to reveal your answers. Paste your work in the board now. Let's see if you can still remember the order of events that happened in the story. What happened first in the story? Very good. Helga sent Genevieve to live with peasants. What happened next? Very good. Helga put a curse on the 11 princesses. After that, Genevieve dreamed of how she could rescue her brothers. Then, Genevieve started to spin and knit the 11 green shirts for her 11 brothers. Great! Next, Genevieve met King William. Absolutely correct. What happened after that? Genevieve would be burned at the stake. Good. And lastly, Genevieve led a happy life with her brothers in the palace. That's right. Good job, everyone. You got it all right. Let's move on to the next. Now, look on the board for your next activity, which is write and rate. Class, read after me. Write 5 important events in the story and rate the events according to their intensity. Do you have questions about the activity? Okay, representative of every group, come forward and get your materials. Now, for scoring of your answers for every identified important event, you will earn 2 stars. You have 5 minutes to accomplish the task, and after that, you are all going to post your answers on the board. And let's see if you could identify the important events that happened in the story. Your timer starts now. Alright, time is up. Post your Manila papers now on the board. Now class, why do you think that these things that you have written are important? And how did you rate each event in the story? Yes, blue team. How about the yellow team? The green team? And the orange team? What are your answers? That's right, class. Very good. All of you earned 5 stars. For our last group activity, which is the line graph, where you can earn 5 stars. Now, eyes on the board, class, and read after me. See how Genevieve changed her emotion in the story. Using the 5 important events you have listed in A, make a line graph of her emotional change. Time is up, class. Now post your answers. You all have the same graph. Amazing. So obviously this is how Genevieve changed her emotions in the story. All of the group earned 5 stars. Very good. Now let's throw a barangay clap for the fun, teamwork, and for the honesty that you have displayed during the activities. Obviously, you had a great fun in doing the activities and learning at the same time. How beautiful that is. So now go back to your proper seat and arrange your chairs properly in a count of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now class, I have a worksheet here for you to answer. This is a individual activity. I believe that you could accomplish this in just 5 minutes. After that, finish or not finish, you will pass your papers. Okay? Okay, get one and pass. Okay, so for the first part of your worksheet, who can read the instruction? Okay, thank you. Choose one character, Genevieve, King William, or Helga. Imagine that you are the character as you fill out the personality profile form. Very good. Okay, on the next page of your activity, we have the second, who can read the instruction. Can you be like Genevieve? Can you do what she did? What little sacrifices can you do to make the people around you happy? Okay, very good. The instruction is list down the little sacrifices you can do and put a check in the box each time you do it. Okay, thank you. Any clarification, class, about the activities? If none, your timer starts now. Okay, your 5 minutes is over, class. Pass your papers forward in a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are all papers in? Good. Alright, now that we are all done with the group activities, who can come here in front and retell to the class the story of Genevieve and the 11 swans? Wow, all of you wants to retell this story. Who would be the lucky storyteller? I'll close my eyes and my finger will choose. Alright, we have student V. Let's welcome student V. A round of applause, please. Okay, are you now ready, student V? Alright, the floor is yours. Very good. Let's give an amazing clap to student V. What can you say, class? She did a very good job. Now are you ready to know who is or are our leading team for today's class session? Okay, so let's count every star that you have gained for the blue team. And the green team, yellow and orange team. Congratulations, everyone! Since all of you did a great job, all of you are the best standing group. A round of applause, please. Okay, alright. That's all for today, class. I hope you had a great time learning and had fun at the same time. I hope that the lesson you've learned today will be used in your daily life. So, do you have anything to say before we say goodbye? Alright, now set aside all your things and clean your area. If there are papers or anything, pick it up and throw it in the trash can. Alright, fix yourselves now and let's say goodbye. Goodbye, class. See you tomorrow.